Praise to Allah. Sam Cooke is one of the greatest singers of all time. He might be the greatest. If anybody wants to put him at number one, nobody should have a problem with that. He's really that great. And, he's ahead of my time. I'm too young to have seen him live, but listening to his music and seeing everything that he did for music, he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of singers. And the fact that he owned his own masters was a really big deal, especially back in those days in the 50s and 60s. For artists to own their own masters was like unheard of. And his voice, was really great. His ability to just sing absolutely amazing on songs. There's nobody like him. And maybe he's not talked about a lot because from the era that he came, it was real early. But even to this day, there's not a lot of singers who can hang with him vocally. That's why he's on Mount Rushmore, because there ain't too many singers that can even, get on his level. So, yeah, he's definitely, like I said, he might be the greatest singer of all time. He very might well be. He's definitely in the discussion. He started off as a gospel singer and decided to make the switch to pop or R&B. So that just goes to show you, the barriers that he broke, to show people that, you don't just have to do one genre of music, You make good music, you can make different genres. So, yeah, man, for him to dominate two different genres, man, that's very impressive, and it can be overlooked. So I'd say, yeah, he's definitely one of the greatest. It's debatable if you want to put him at number one or in the top four. He's definitely on that list. So I just had to make this video because I feel like Sam Cooke legacy is so important to music, but his story ain't really talked about too much, and like I said, maybe it's because he owned his own masters, so a lot of things may not have been, what they seem, because anytime an artist owns their own masters and they're successful, there's usually some foul play involved somewhere down the line. So you can only imagine with Sam, what he must have been going through, dealing with all the pressure, especially when he wanted to make the switch from gospel started making R&B records. There was a lot of pressure on him because a lot of people didn't agree with him making that switch. And then, a lot of people didn't think that he would be able to make the switch, but he did and was successful. Yeah, man, his death was really, really sad. But who really knows the real story behind it? Because, like I said, he owned his master, so there's no telling what foul play could have been involved. But he's one of the greatest to ever do it. So shout out to Sam Cooke, salute to him, may he rest in peace, and that his music live on forever. Yeah, I wish his life didn't get cut so short, so that we could have got more music out of him. But yeah, I hope everybody stay blessed, and if you haven't heard any Sam Cooke music, I would suggest that you do that. He makes great music. You won't be disappointed.